What if everything you believed about the Brown family was only part of the story? Because behind the scenes, the show that built their fame may actually be falling apart, and the next move from Meri could change everything fans thought they knew. So stay with me, because the truth behind Sister Wives is more shocking than anyone expected. And if you love deep reality TV breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe right now, because the next update might surprise you even more. Have you ever watched a story unfold for years only to suddenly realize that the entire narrative might be approaching a turning point that no one involved is ready to admit yet? That is exactly the strange atmosphere surrounding the Brown family right now, because while the cameras are still rolling and the updates continue appearing, something about the situation feels different, almost like the quiet moment before a major shift that could change everything viewers thought they understood about this long-running reality television journey. For more than a decade, audiences were drawn into a world that felt unusual, fascinating, and at times chaotic. A plural family navigating marriage, parenting, jealousy, loyalty, and survival under the bright lights of national television. But as time passed, the original structure that held the family together slowly began to unravel, relationship by relationship, until the story that once focused on one large, complicated household gradually transformed into several separate lives, moving in completely different directions. And now, the question that fans keep whispering in comment sections, podcasts, and online forums is becoming louder every week. Is the show that once fascinated millions finally reaching the end of its road? The speculation intensified recently when Meri Brown began hinting that she may already be imagining her life beyond the series. During a casual discussion, she mentioned something that immediately caught the attention of viewers: the possibility of joining another reality television concept as the Golden Bachelorette. And even though the comment sounded playful at first, it triggered a wave of reactions across the internet. Because when someone who helped build the foundation of a show begins talking about new opportunities, it often means that change is already underway behind the scenes. Some viewers were intrigued by the idea, wondering what it would look like to see Meri searching for love again after everything she experienced over the years, while others questioned whether audiences would connect with that kind of storyline. Yet the deeper meaning behind the comment may be far more significant than the idea of a dating show, because it reflects a growing sense that the people who once depended on the series as their primary platform are beginning to prepare for a future where that platform may no longer exist. The shift becomes even more noticeable when you look at the way each member of the former family has started building separate ventures. Meri has expanded her work with events, experiences, and business collaborations alongside her friend Jen. Christine has moved into promotional partnerships, travel opportunities, and public appearances, while Janelle has been focusing on coaching projects and personal independence. These efforts might appear unrelated at first glance, but together they form a pattern that suggests preparation for a moment when the cameras may stop capturing their lives on a regular basis. Because the truth is, the original premise of the show has almost completely disappeared. The program began as a rare look into the daily life of a plural marriage, where multiple wives shared responsibilities, conflicts, celebrations, and emotional struggles under one complicated family structure. Viewers were curious about how such a system functioned and whether it could truly create stability for the people living inside it. But today, that structure has changed so dramatically that many longtime followers are struggling to recognize the series they once watched with fascination. Instead of one united household, the narrative now resembles 4 different journeys unfolding in different locations, each person navigating independence in their own way. And while those personal stories can still be meaningful, they no longer carry the same central theme that once defined the show. The transformation has also affected the way audiences respond to new episodes, because part of the original appeal came from watching the family interact during shared moments, dinners, holidays, arguments, and celebrations where everyone appeared together and the complex emotional dynamics could unfold naturally. Now those moments are rare, and when they do happen, they often feel awkward, distant, and disconnected, almost as if the people involved are no longer sure how to occupy the same space after so many years of change. This emotional distance has contributed to a noticeable decline in viewer excitement. Ratings that once surged during major turning points have gradually dropped, and even though the show still attracts a loyal audience, the numbers are no longer what they were during its most dramatic seasons. Yet, despite this shift, the series continues to exist, which raises an interesting question. Why keep filming when the foundation of the original story is gone? The answer may lie in the economics of unscripted television. Compared with scripted programs, reality series are often far less expensive to produce. Networks do not need elaborate sets, expensive special effects, or large casts of actors performing complex scripts. Instead, they follow real people whose lives naturally generate content. And as long as the audience remains large enough to create advertising revenue, the financial balance can still work in favor of continuing production, even if the cultural impact of the show has weakened. However, the financial element does not only affect the network, it also shapes the decisions of the individuals whose lives are documented on screen. Because for many years, the income generated from the series played a significant role in supporting the family. And when a television project lasts for more than a decade, it can become deeply intertwined with the financial stability of everyone involved. Stepping away from that kind of platform requires confidence that other opportunities will replace it. And according to comments shared by family members themselves, the plan for what happens next may still be uncertain. This uncertainty creates a fascinating contradiction. The show might no longer represent the original family dynamic, yet the people at the center of the story may still rely on its existence while they build the next stage of their lives. And that tension adds an almost cinematic layer of suspense to every new development. Viewers are no longer just watching a family story unfold, they're watching the slow transformation of a television phenomenon that once dominated conversations about unconventional marriage and personal freedom. Another factor that has intensified the debate is the growing openness of several cast members about what life behind the cameras actually was over the years. Some have revealed that certain storylines were shaped for television purposes, and that speaking openly about every detail of their experiences was not always possible while filming. These reflections have sparked passionate discussions among fans because they challenge the perception that the series always presented an unfiltered view of reality. For some viewers, this honesty feels refreshing, offering a deeper understanding of the pressures that the cameras bring on. But for others, it raises questions about how much of the early years of Sister Wives was truly about family life and how much of it was shaped for entertainment value. The openness also wraps back to the idea of Meri's Golden Bachelorette, because if the storylines were influenced by production decisions in the past, that makes the possibility of a future reality TV appearance feel more like a strategic career move and less like a casual comment. And even with all the conversations about ratings, personal ventures, and production structures, the ultimate question remains, can the show survive without the original family? If the series becomes a collection of individual stories unfolding in separate lives, will it be enough to keep viewers engaged? And more importantly, how long can the show last before it loses its entire identity? This debate has created a unique dynamic where fans, critics, and even the cast members themselves are actively speculating about the future of a show that once seemed set in its ways. The slow transformation from a family documentary into a collection of individual careers is a powerful reflection of the challenges facing any long-term reality TV project. It reminds us that life does not stay static for the cameras, and sometimes the story begins to move in directions that no longer fit the original narrative that made the show famous. As the ongoing chapter of the Brown family continues to unfold, the answer to the question of whether the series can reinvent itself while maintaining its audience remains one of the most fascinating mysteries in current reality television. And with each new development, the viewers are left wondering what the true answer may be and who will finally discover it. What do you think about the situation? Do you think Meri will join another reality TV show? And are you still enjoying Sister Wives? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this story.
Ease with living under constant public observation. For others, it creates disappointment, raising questions about how much of what they watched over the years truly reflected everyday life. Regardless of how audiences interpret these revelations, they contribute to the larger sense that the story is entering a new phase, one where the individuals involved may finally be ready to share their perspectives without the same level of production influence. And that possibility alone keeps viewers curious, because if the show eventually ends, those voices may become even more direct through books, interviews, podcasts, and personal platforms where the former wives and their families can describe their experiences in their own words without editing or narrative constraints. Meanwhile, the central figure who once stood at the heart of the family structure, Cody, remains one of the most debated personalities connected to the series. Many viewers feel frustration when reflecting on past conflicts, while others simply believe that the storyline surrounding him has reached a natural conclusion, because the plural marriage system that once created the central tension no longer exists. The majority of those relationships have ended, leaving behind a completely different reality, where he now lives in a traditional monogamous marriage. And this dramatic shift changes the tone of the entire narrative. What began as an exploration of plural family life has gradually become the story of individuals redefining themselves after stepping away from that system. And that transformation may ultimately be the reason the future of the series feels so uncertain. Because while reinvention can be powerful, it does not always align with the original concept that attracted viewers in the first place. And yet, despite all these changes, the curiosity surrounding the Browns remains strong. People continue searching for updates, analyzing every interview, every podcast conversation, and every social media post for clues about what might happen next. Will the network decide that the journey has reached its natural ending? Or will the story evolve into a new format, focusing on individual lives rather than one shared household? No official answer has emerged yet, but the atmosphere surrounding the series feels increasingly like the final pages of a long novel, where the characters have grown in unexpected ways, and the conclusion is slowly approaching, even if no one on screen is ready to say it aloud. And that lingering uncertainty is perhaps the most compelling element of all, because as long as the future remains unwritten, viewers will continue watching, listening, and speculating, wondering whether the next revelation will confirm what many already suspect, that the era of the Brown family as a united television story may soon become a memory, while a completely new chapter waits just beyond the edge of the camera lens. As the conversation about the future of the Brown family story continues to spread across social media, podcasts, and fan discussions, another layer of uncertainty begins to emerge, because the question is no longer only about ratings or business decisions. It is about identity, purpose, and what happens when a television narrative that defined the lives of several people for more than a decade begins to shift in ways that no one originally predicted. For years, the series functioned as both a personal diary and a public experiment, where viewers were invited to observe how a plural family attempted to create stability, cooperation, and emotional balance in a lifestyle that many people had only heard about but rarely witnessed in detail. The cameras followed everyday routines, family gatherings, emotional disagreements, and moments of celebration, turning private experiences into a long-running public story that millions of viewers around the world became familiar with. Yet, as time moved forward, the structure that supported that story gradually dissolved. One relationship ended, then another, until the foundation that once held the narrative together slowly disappeared, leaving behind individuals who were no longer connected through the same household or shared system of marriage. This transformation has created a unique situation where the title of the show still reflects the past, while the present reality looks completely different. And this contrast has become impossible for audiences to ignore, because instead of one interconnected family navigating the complexities of plural life, the current chapters of the story often feel like separate documentaries, following different people as they rebuild their identities outside the environment that originally brought them together. Christine, for example, has openly embraced the idea of starting over, building a new life focused on happiness, travel, family connections, and opportunities that were once impossible while living within the constraints of a plural structure. Janelle has moved toward independence and personal growth, focusing on her own goals and exploring ways to support herself beyond the framework that previously defined her role. And Meri continues searching for new paths that could lead her into fresh experiences, including business partnerships, promotional opportunities, and the possibility of future media opportunities. Each of these journeys carries its own emotional depth, because leaving behind a long-established lifestyle requires courage, adjustment, and a willingness to step into uncertainty. Yet these separate journeys also highlight the central challenge facing the series today. The original concept that drew audiences into the Brown family world no longer exists So the real question now is simple. Is this the quiet ending of the Brown family story, or is an even bigger twist still coming next? Only time will tell. But if you want the real updates and the hidden details most people miss, make sure you subscribe right now and join this channel, because the next revelation might drop sooner than anyone expects.